Hey everybody, surprise! I am here on a Thursday because yesterday my paper pumpkin kit came in. So I played with it yesterday evening and a little bit this morning. And so I thought I would pop on and share some of my ideas with you. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you might be seeing it live. If you're watching it on YouTube, it is from my Facebook, so it is pre-recorded, and of course it's going to be saved on my Facebook page too. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Hello everybody, say hi. Hopefully I'll see your comments. So this is the kit. It's called the Welcome In Paper Pumpkin Kit. It comes with a small Stampin' Spot of Night of Navy, and I'm going to use my Night of Navy pad. It comes with some really cool Night of Navy bling, some tear and tape adhesive, and then some regular stamping dimensionals, but also some, well actually none of them are regular. They're all like little strips like these. So, and these are, we're going to be using these. We're going to be using, they've got the tear and tape. I'm going to go ahead and use my liquid glue in some places. So, that is the kit. It came with, I don't even have much left. This is what I have left. A couple of flower pots, a background. There's another flower pot here that you can stamp. This comes with 3 plus the hello friend, some labels and tags, and then of course the envelopes. The envelopes are very pretty. So that's the back, that's your back flap for your envelope. Pretty, right? And then here is the cards that they recommend that you do. I think they're very pretty. This one is stamped on with, what did I do with the stamp set? Ha! Don't you love being live? Here it is. Ta-da! With this stamp is stamped on one of those blank, I don't know if you can see it, but isn't it pretty? It's just so pretty. And then here is a fun one, and it's dimensional, and I don't know if you can see it, but I curved this. This was stamped and then cut out with the dies that you're able to get them if you are, if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you can get these 3 dies. They are still available. I think they're either under kits or clearance. I can't remember. I don't think they're clearance yet though. But and I have already used these, so you'll see that, like here. By the way, these are called Welcome In dies, in case you need them. 163192. So in case you decided you wanted those. But I think this dimensional card is really fun. And then I showed you that one, and then here's the third one. So these are the 3 cards that Stampin' Up! Has designed for us, and they're very pretty, just as they are. But you know, I have to do alternatives. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way. And I've pre-done a lot of it so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch me constantly. I know, it's fun. I know. I also grabbed some other stamp sets, and I've grabbed a couple of other accessories. These are the brushed brass butterflies, and this is ombre matte decorative dots, because it's got Night of Navy. Actually, if you go over here, it's darker, but it's ombre, obviously. I don't know yet if I'm going to put them on, but I thought I'd grab them just in case, because I might run out of these, because these are pretty. I really like them, but I might run out. So, okay, so I have my mat because I am using a lot of the photopolymer stamps. So here's my first one. I took the card base, this card base, and I cut it the first time for this one. I cut it down quite a bit. I left myself a 1/2 inch at the fold right here. And I'm going to do something with the other piece. So if you look, this is where that card folds. Okay? So I cut off this piece. All right. So I've got that. So what I'm going to do is I have a piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4 with a smidgen off. Hi, Adam. With a smidgen off of it. So I'm going to take some tear and tape, which you did get in your kit, but I'm going to use the one that I have here. If I can find my ends. I always have trouble finding my ends. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that right along here where the fold is. Okay, take your pick tool. After you rub that in really good, it's usually easier to get the transfer piece off. Okay, now if you're going to do this, I want you to pay attention. If you're going to follow this one, cut the correct way, because if I would have cut it and shortened it this way, all of my animals would have been upside down, and that's no fun for anybody. So so make sure when you cut it, you've got your animals going the way you want them. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to line it up, because like I said, I cut it a smidgen shorter. Ooh, I cut it way too short. Hold on, gotta cut another piece of cardstock. Alrighty, just give me just a minute. Oh my goodness. So let's see if that's wide enough. Okay, that is. All right, so let me get that cut. So it is 5.5, and this is one I was doing something weird with, and then I didn't. So normally I would want to cut it at 4 1/4, okay, right to here. But I'm going to trim it just a smidgen shorter to make room for that fold that I've got in the piece from the paper pumpkin kit. All right, let's try that again. So now I'm going to line it up. I'm lining it up here, this piece to this piece. So I'm going to do that. I want to turn that because I have a little bit of a fold in there. Okay, so can you see where they are? Now that they're lined up, I'm going to push that down, and now I have a card, and I was able to save the other piece here for making something else. So, oh, I know why, because this was the piece. Weird. I'm not quite sure what I did there. Okay. So the other thing about this paper, this kit, is it matches the designer series paper called excuse me, Countryside Inn. And as you know, for June, the designer series paper, 13 of them are on sale, 15% off. I know I'm harping this like crazy, but I love designer series paper, so I don't want you guys to forget. How could you forget? If you watch me, there's no way you're forgetting. But anyway, one of the things you'll notice is this one is the same as this. I mean, it's like identical. So if you like these and you get the designer series paper, you can make a whole lot more of them. Also, it doesn't have it in the Calypso Coral, but this is the same print. You'll see that the animals are a little smaller on this, but it is the same, and a bunch of other that are just it's just a beautiful batch of designer series paper. So if you want to add to this kit. Okay, so now what I've done is I have this, and I have this. Did I write on the back? I know I had a sentiment for this planned. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this sentiment, these two sentiments are from Charming Sentiments, which you know have the dies. They have the dies that match in there. It's no longer bundled. There's another set that's similar that is bundled, but this one you buy them separately now. But I am using Hey There and What's New. So I've got them on opposite sides, but I'm going to take one off for while I'm doing that. And I'm going to stamp. Oh, this is cut with the little die, and it is the blue paper the navy paper that I just showed you. That is the same design. So I thought that would be fun to have as a pot. Plus I love that little fox. He's just a cutie. So I want my Night of Navy. There it is. And I'm going to stamp the Hey There right near the bottom. And then let me peel this off. And I'm going to grab the What's New. And I'm going to stamp that on the inside. So your card will say, hey there, what's new? Cute, right? Okay. So I have that. I'm going to close this even though I'll use it again. I don't want to wear it. And again, that is from the Charming Sentiments set. All right, so let me fold this a little better. Okay, so now I have this one's pretty simple actually. I'm just going to adhere this onto the front. You can use the tear and tape that comes with it. You can use glue dots. You know, I love our liquid glue because of the time it gives me to get things where I want it. Now remember I said I kind of rounded the pot. So all I did was I just put it on my finger and just sort of curved it around. So it gets a little extreme. It gets kind of an extreme curve, but it'll settle down when it's on the container. And then you can grab one of these little strips and set it right in the center. Then the only thing you have to be careful with is to make sure that this one's up a little higher, that one's lower. You want to make sure you've got all of the little stems inside the pot when you put it down. So there is that one. And I think because I grabbed this, I believe this is Calypso Coral. This pack is called Ombre Matte Decorative Dots. The colors are Old Olive, Coastal Cabana, Calypso Coral, and Night of Navy. So since this is Calypso Coral, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab, haven't opened this one yet. Must be a new pack, obviously. So I'm glad I grabbed this out for today. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few of these on there, and I can decide what shade I want to use. I think I will use this one in the middle. And some of these little tiny ones up here. So there we go. So now I have the pretty Calypso Coral bling to go with this. Isn't it fun? I like it. So there's one. All right. So now I have, this is the piece that I cut off. And I do not have the dies that are, let me show you. I think there's a picture of them somewhere. Yeah, they talk about the dies that you can buy in the catalog. I did not buy those. They're not my cup of tea. You might really like them, but they're just, you know, we all have our preferences, right? So surprisingly, even though I'm a die-hard die fan, I did not buy that. So, so all I did was I put this piece, which I'm going to be using, And on the back of it, I flipped it over and I put this on and I just traced it. And then I cut it out. I hope that makes sense. So now, I've got a little smudge there. I go ahead and fold. This is Calypso Coral cardstock. And then that's where this piece goes. Right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put a piece of basic white on the inside. I'm trying to remember. I don't recall if I have a sentiment for this one or not. I don't remember. I don't think I do, but let me think about it for a minute. I have everything planned out, but I want to do it with you, so then when I go to do it, I forget what was I going to do. This is why when I used to go to scrapbook crops and stuff, I never got anything done. Because even if I planned, I forgot what it was I was going to do, or I just simply changed my mind and decided it wasn't what I wanted. Okay, so now, just like with this card here, I'm going to pop up. See how it's dimensional? That's part of the design for the kit. So I am going to use the longer ones to put on the back. Now you're probably wondering, how did I do that? I have something similar to this already from a previous kit. So I was using those up. So I can put these on here. Oops, that's two of them. And then I will just trim this one. Into thirds. To put up here. By the way, I know I've already posted it, but thank you everybody who took advantage of the free shipping yesterday. Everybody was pretty excited about it, and I know Paper Pumpkin was also an option for the 3, 6, and 9 months or 12 months kits. All of those, you could have got those free shipping also. So that's always when you're preparing for a free shipping order, think about that, because this is Paper Pumpkin, and it is a fun surprise every month. So, how many of you out there do Paper Pumpkin? I know that there's quite a few of you on, in my circle of friends. But I'm just wondering, do you have any questions about it? If you do, ask away. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Or you can go to my website, MemoryINKers.com, and there'll be some information there about Paper Pumpkin also, if you're ready to get started. Because, if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can't get this kit. So if you like it, you can't get it anymore. Okay, now I'm going to line this up. So I'm going to quit talking for just a minute. So I can see what I'm doing. So there, now I've got the dimension on there. Now I can put some adhesive on the back. Oh, I'm going to trim this just a little bit where I can see part of the designed part, and I don't want to see it. I don't want it peeking out. This happened because I was talking while I was working. Let us not do two things at once. All right. So now that's going to go right in the center. You can texture this background with some of our awesome embossing folders. Oh, look, I have adhesive everywhere. Okay, so then I took this flower and I cut it out. And it was actually, it was this flower. And I cut it out so that I could have a little more dimension here. because I have the space, right? I've got the space. So why not? If it's going to be thick anyway, you may as well go nuts. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this kit, honestly. But I really do like it a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm trying to figure out what I did with my... I know that I had a sentiment for this. I thought. Maybe I don't. Huh, that's kind of unusual. But again, I'm curving this a little bit. And then I'm going to use 2 of these this time. Okay. Because I want it a little bit thicker. Then I'm going to line it up, make sure that my flowers are all inside the pot. And then I know I had a sentiment that I thought I pre-cut out. But I don't know what I did with it, you guys. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to set this one aside. Maybe it'll show up. You know how that works, right? Yes. Okay, so here is my next one. This is the card base. I fold it in half. Now some of you are going to want to cut this and use it twice. I get that. But I have the designer series paper, so I don't feel the need to do that because I can remake a card with this on the front anytime I want. So now I am using this piece again, and this is where that this is actually the proper piece for this, where I used the background here. Okay, so I'm going to do that again, so you guys get to watch me do that twice. Oh yay, how fun is that? I didn't realize that when I was putting it together. Sorry. Okay, let me move those out of the way. All right, now hang on just a minute. I got to figure out what I'm doing here. Oh, I know. Okay. That does not go. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, so I wanted to show you this piece right here. You know, I have the dies. Remember, I showed you the little dies. And this is part of the designer series paper, but the other side. So what I did was I cut it out, but before I cut it out, I took my blends marker in Calypso Coral and I just colored in the white part. I just colored it in. And I ended up coloring all the way through. So that's how I got the Calypso Coral lined and spotted pot. Okay, so now let me put this together really fast. You guys have already seen it, so I'm not going to go into like huge detail with it because you guys already know how to do it because I just did it. So let me use some of these little ones here. So, it's Thursday. What's going on with everybody? I know some of you are probably sneaking a peek at work, or you're going to watch this later. I don't know. It's supposed to be a nice day today in Michigan. It's not supposed to be quite as hot as it has been, so that will be fun. Any big plans for the weekend? I know my weekend, you're going to see I have a pre-recorded video for Saturday Sip for Saturday, which is why it's called Saturday Sip. I wanted to scoot that over, but it doesn't seem to want to. Because Saturday is Creativity Now. It is a Zoom event with a bunch of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. It's by Stampin' Up! So they're doing it, you know, they've coordinated it and everything. But we are going to be using a new stamp set that is coming out in the next mini that you guys won't get to order until September. So that's one of the joys of being a demonstrator, is not only do we see things sooner, we often can get them sooner. Now I'm not putting this on very straight, so I can't talk and do at the same time. Anybody with me on that? Holy Hannah. Yeah. I'm going to have to trim this one too. You shouldn't have to. It's because I was talking. So now my flower's not going to be centered, but I'm not going to try and pull that off because that could be really bad. So when you're concerned, you just get out your snips. Nobody will know, right? No one's going to know, except you guys. And then again, I am going to just put some adhesive on the back. And also with this one, when you put it on, make sure your flowers are going the right way. I wouldn't want to do it that way. They're upside down. Although most of them are hidden, some will not be. So we're oh, look, I see a spot that needs trimming. Anyplace else? Yeah, we'll just do that, just in case. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to put that on there. I know it's kind of hard to cover up that pretty background, but like I said, I've got it, so I'm good. All right, now I want to decorate my pot a little bit this time. So what I did was with that, with the dies, the cute little dies, there is a fern and a flower. So I cut the fern out in Night of Navy and the flower out in Calypso Coral. And I am going to put them on the pot. Now, if you want to be really picky, you can make sure you cover it completely so it lays flat on the pot. Kind of sort of doing that, but not that much. So I'm going to set that right there. And then the flower. Whew, that might be a little much. There we go. Make sure that it is over that. Then I'm going to give it just a second to dry before I do another curve. Okay. Grab just one this time. You can see how when I colored, blends markers bleed through. So you can see here's a little bit of white and the rest has turned orange. This actually looks kind of pretty with the lightness. I may have to do something with that because that's kind of cool. And I like cool. So there is that. Now I'm going to take the Hello Friend and I'm going to have it coming off the side. So I just want a little bit of dimensional on each side. So I am going to take this and I'm going to cut it so that I just have it on each side. Whoops. Let's try to get it in the center, Carrie. I don't know what's going on with my fingers today. So let me see. Okay, so this piece can go here. All right. You want to leave a space right there so that it doesn't bump up. Okay. So there you go. There is my Hello Friend. Now this definitely needs at least one gem, I think, for the center of that flower. I think it needs it. Okay, we'll use this end. It is stuck good. So there we go. There is another one. Fun, right? I love this little die. So these three are all cut with the die that you can purchase. Okay. Another card with that same orange or Calypso Coral background. Another piece cut from the Designer Series paper. And here is the Night of, the Night of Navy card base that was in the kit. So this is going to be a little bit longer video. Hi, Susan. It's going to be a little bit longer because of the fact that I'm doing the all of the paper pumpkin alternatives. So, and I know you guys love alternatives. And my alternatives, I keep them kind of simple. Every now and then I'll do something, you know, crazy with them, but I generally just try to keep them pretty simple with the pieces that are in the kit, and just add maybe a little bit of cardstock or different stamps. Now see, I made myself notes. So there is that, and then I am going to stamp thank you on here because it's in my notes, so it's telling me what to do with Night of Navy. And I forgot, I need a block. And then this is going to come out of the go-to greetings, and I am going to use this thank you right there at the bottom. There you go. Again, try to keep myself from getting dirty. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and this is another piece cut from that same card base. I'm using the other half of it also, so you're going to see that again because it's pretty. I wish the Designer Series paper had this Calypso Coral color. It's so pretty. I like the Night of Navy, don't get me wrong, I do, but this Calypso Coral is just really pretty. Okay, again, I cut out, like I said, with the Designer Series paper. Let's round it again, give it a little dimension. Use one of these strips of pop dot. I guess it's a pop strip because it's not a dot. And there you go. Then I had this piece from when I trimmed it down, so I was like, maybe I will just put this right up here just to be fun. Because I even wrote a note on it inside. That's funny. But I didn't want to forget. I didn't want to forget anything. So watch where you put your adhesive so you don't accidentally seal your card shut. There we go. Can't see if that's straight, but I don't know. It's probably close enough. So there you go. Now my inside just has a little bit of pizzazz. And so there's my next card. Now this one I think could use a little bling. So I must be out of my goober on the end. It looks like it's there. Or these are just really stuck, I think. Let me put my cap back on for this. Or not. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't want it to dry out. All right. So we're just going to put 3 little gems. I don't know if these are gems. They're just dots. But they're sure cute. So there's another alternative for you. Okay. I'm hoping you guys are liking these. Okay, again, I'm going to use this, again, like I said, I didn't cut it because I have the Designer Series paper. So I am taking this piece, and then I'm going to be using these pots, making sure I know what I'm doing. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. There is a stamp in the bundle, in the stamp set that comes with this. And it's just a bunch of leaves, and I thought it was so pretty, And there isn't anything in the kit that says to use it. So I'm going to color it, and don't hate me while you watch me do this, because it's going to take me just a minute. So, excuse me, I'm going to start with Balmy Blue, and I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm going to find all of the little flowers, and there are some little flowers on here. And I am going to color them in, okay, with the Balmy Blue, because I tried a couple of different, I practiced with this to see what colors I really liked with it, and Balmy seemed to be the best one. I'm hoping I'm getting them all, because it's really hard to see the Balmy on here. I don't know if I've colored something or not colored something. So we're all going to hold our breath. If this doesn't come out, I know you guys love me and you'll get over it, and I'll try to fix it later with like my Stamp-A-Majig or something. How I miss my Stamp-A-Ratus, you guys, so much. Because if I had my Stamp-A-Ratus, I could use it. Yes, I did sell it. I did, because I thought, I'm a business. Kept telling myself, you're a business, you're a business. But I'm a crafter. But yeah, but I did. Okay, I think I got all the flowers. Now I am going to go in and do all of the leaves. Oh, I see a flower I know I did not do. Hang on. Okay, the tips almost look the same, so I'm going to get that one right there. All right, now hopefully I got all the flowers. Now I have to look at the leaves, and the leaves are, at least I can see what I'm doing with the leaves. That Balmy is such a pretty light color that it was giving me a hard time with my vision. So I know this is a little boring. Hang with me, you guys. Hang on. I know it's almost like watching paint dry, but maybe a little bit worse. I don't know. I'm trying not to get the flowers that I've already painted. This would have been a lot easier just to do it all in Night of Navy. Could have just stamped it. It would definitely have been easier, but I wanted to do this so that it could be a pretty two-tone design. And this is a little time consuming. So if you don't like doing this, if this is just not your cup of tea, this would look just as beautiful. Oh, I just colored a flower. I'll try to remember to fix that one. So just pay attention to what you're doing. I think I got a little bit on another flower down here. Yes, I licked it. I know. There's so much ink in my bloodstream at this point, I don't think it matters anymore. Okay. I know, you guys, I didn't think about this taking quite so long. I'm so sorry. Talk amongst yourself. How you doing? What's going on? I already told you what I'm doing on Saturday. I'm so excited about it, you guys. It's so much fun when Stampin' Up! Does these fun little perk type things for us. It's just fun. I mean, because they don't have to. And it's seriously like, even though it's on virtual, it is truly like we are going to be just hanging out and stamping. Now, I know that looks horrible. Everybody cross your fingers and let's see what happens. Here we go with my little sound machine. See, here we go. Ta-da! It worked. It worked. Some of the flowers are a little light. I can go in later and I can fill them in and make them look a little bit nicer. But you get the idea. Now I am going to use, I was going to use that, but I'm guessing now I'm going to use this one for the pot. That just doesn't look right at all now. What was my plan, you guys? What was my plan? Oh no, it's really scary when I do stuff like this. Okay, hang on. Let me try this. Maybe this will make more sense to me. Yep, that's what I was going to do. Okay, phew. Oh. Yep. Sometimes you gotta just go with the flow, right? So this time, this pot I'm going to lay flat. So there is no curving. Although it would look pretty curved also, I have another plan. And yes, I remember the plan. So this looks a little nuts. Like, look at that tall plant coming out of this pot. But I think it's kind of fun. Now this one, I am going to curve up, because it is going to look like a pot that is just sort of sitting off to the side of this pot. So we're going to put it like this. I had a plan. Should have stuck with, oh, I know why it looks weird. I wanted to take my Night of Navy marker and the brush end. Have you guys ever done this? Just take the brush end and just line the edge of it, and it defines the pot so it will not fade into the card background. It will look more like it's its own entity. There we go. See the difference? Now it's a little bit more boom because it's got that that design to it. Okay, again, we're going to be putting on some more gems for this one. I think this one definitely needs gems. There we go. So super simple. I will color that a little bit better for you guys and show it to you later. All right, now I have another one. I'm telling you, I did a lot with this kit, you guys. So I have a piece of our thick basic white for my card base. And then I have the other piece that I cut. Like I said, the only card that used this as the full card base is the original from Stampin' Up. So now on the back of this, or on the front of this, I am going to stamp from the Courage and Faith set, "In everything give thanks," because even though it is from Thessalonians, or however you pronounce that, if you don't want to quote the scripture, just don't color that part in. Just don't ink that. And I am going to stamp that right up on here, like, pardon my head. There we go. Not quite as centered as it should be, but you know, that's okay too. Okay, so now I have that. And this is going to go right in the center of that. But first I'm going to put this on my basic white card base. And I did cut this so that it fits perfectly. Okay, but you can trim it down if you want a white border. You can trim it down. But then you need to trim this down too, just so you know. You'll have to shorten that in order for it to fit right. Okay. So in order to get this to be on the card where I want it to be, I'm going to stand the card up and kind of get it where I want it. There. Now it's on the card where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Again, I do have notes on the back of this. I like when I make myself notes. It is a good thing. So I'm going to line that up at the top. Get it even. Fairly centered. Then I have my pot. But my pot is going to have... Oh, I have another piece here if you want to put it on the inside like I did on that other card. I'll do that later. My pot's going to have some flowers in it. So I'm going to bend this up, but I want to make sure that when I put my little strip, it is near the bottom so that in case I need to slide some of the plants in, and I will, that I'll be able to do that well. So I'm going to set that there near the bottom. Then I'm just going to start adding some flowers coming out of this. Again, this is from that the die set, if you purchased it. Okay. And I'm going to do this one the opposite, right, the opposite direction. Oh, got a little too much adhesive there. That's okay. Then I'm going to put one up a little bit higher. Don't worry about it having a floating leaf. It'll be all right. So that one's going to go up there. Then I'm going to put the flowers up on mini dimensionals. Or you can cut up some of these things that come with your kit. Okay, so I punched out or die cut out 3 of the white flowers, or the flowers in white, I should say. That probably makes more sense. So one's going to go there. One is there, and then one in the center. Whoops. Stay. It's not very symmetrical, is it? No, it is not. So, oops, kind of made a mess there. There and there. Now, if you wanted to, you could line those also like I did with the other one. You could line that with a, either one of these would have been pretty. You could have done the light blue, given it a good little edge to the flower. That would be pretty. I just didn't think about it until just now. So then, of course, 3 gems for the centers of these little flowers. So there you go. Another fun, simple card with the kit. And then my last one, and I know you're all like, holy, thank goodness. Jeez, Carrie. I still didn't find my sentiment for that one, so that's kind of weird. I have a thingy stuck to my finger. Adhesive backing everywhere, right? I find them everywhere. They follow me upstairs into my house, and yeah. So this time, from the Designer Series paper, I cut this piece because I just think it's pretty and it goes with everything that we've been doing, right? And this is cut 4 by 5 1/4, which is the standard for when we're matting on a card front, right? And I have to say, I do like that this card, you know, all of the cards that Stampin' Up! Have in the Paper Pumpkin Kit are white on the inside. So that's kind of nice. You can have a nice dark color and still have white. So I'm going to use this piece with the pre-stamped flowers and set that in the center. There. I am using this pot, so I'm going to go ahead and curve this tall pot. I think that's where I got confused on that other card. No, that's too big. And again, dimensional and dimensional. Again, you're going to have to watch because this one has a smaller vase opening. So you're going to have to be careful when you put it on there. There. And get them all inside. Now, here's something I did. The kit comes with these long strips in the balmy blue. I cut one down, and the way I got the corners to match was I took, after I snipped it off, I just took this piece and I sort of, you know, laid it on there and drew a pencil mark and cut it out. So I did that, and then I stamped, and I cut this out so I wouldn't have to do it live. In the stamp set, there is a thank you for your hospitality, which is nice. Hi, Nancy. Which is nice to do when you're going to someone's house, right? But I don't stay at other people's homes that often. Or if you're going to a hotel and you like to leave a gift for the maid, that would be good. But all I did was I used the marker and I colored the stamp, thank you, and stamped it. And then there's a friend stamp here. So then I stamped friend, and I did that on basic white. And then I fussy cut it so it was really small because I wanted it to fit on here. And I could have stamped right on this, but I didn't want to. I wanted the white. So that's where that came from, you guys. Oh, and if you look close, let me lift this up. If you look close, I did it so tight that the Y, I had to like cut it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me see. There you go. Can you see where the Y has been? Oh, now it's blurring up. But anyway, there we go. There it is. So that is that. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to put some more liquid adhesive on the back of this card, or on this sentiment piece. And then I pre-measured this, so it should fit just fine. But, you know, best laid plans and all that. So now I'm going to try to get it to where it's a little better centered. That's why I love liquid glue. Liquid glue is your friend. Okay, so now that I am going to use, I'll just go ahead and use my mini dimensionals because they're right here, but you can use the ones that came in the kit. And I'm going to use this little, I have a little tiny piece cut because it's going to kind of go over the pot a little bit. So I think, yeah. So I didn't want to put a dimensional right on the end. Okay. Come off. There you go. Ta-da! All right, some gems now. I guess I should have used my ta-da noise, right? Okay, I didn't run out of these, so that's cool. Now I can use them for later. I never did find that other sentiment for this card, you guys. So, I guess if I would have centered it a little better, I'll find something and I'll put it on there. But you guys get the idea. So let me go through these again so y'all can see them. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see the cards better. There we go. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I got 8 additional, oh, 9, no. Nope, one of these was actually from them. This one. So you got 3 from Stampin' Up, and you got 8 from me. 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 from me. So there you go. That is my paper pumpkin for this month. I hope you liked it. I'm going to assume that you did and give myself some applause. Oh no, that was laughter. Where's the applause? Oh, there it is. Maybe the laughter was more appropriate. Okay, so if you guys are interested in Paper Pumpkin or any other Stampin' Up! Products, you know that you can shop on my website, MemoryInkers.com. If you have questions, you can comment here or email me at MemoryInkers@gmail.com. My hostess code for June 2023 is F as in Frank, N as in Nancy, E as in Edward, K as in Carrie, R as in Robert, G as in George, Q as in Queen, B as in Bobby. Okay, you guys, I hope that this was fun. Please share this video with your friends, and I hope you have a great week. Don't forget, I have a fun video for you guys on Saturday. It is pre-recorded, but I think you're going to like it. Bye.